Amsterdam sex workers protest plans to close its centuries-old red light district.
Here's a summary of the article.
Sex workers marched through Amsterdam on Thursday to protest against plans to move them from the famed red light district to a huge, erotic center on the outskirts of the city. Amsterdam authorities say they want to move the sex workers to reduce crime and nuisance behavior in the city, which this week launched a campaign to keep rowdy British tourists away. "We really don't agree with the solutions that they are offering, that they're imposing. They're not even negotiating with the sex workers' organizations," sex worker Sabrina Sanchez told AFP. Sex workers were also protesting against plans for earlier closing times in the red light district, where the municipality in February also announced it was banning the smoking of cannabis. "We don't want to be moved, not to an erotic center or anywhere else," said another sex worker wearing a hood and sunglasses, who wished to remain anonymous. The mayor has long opposed the centuries-old red light district, known as the Wallen, with its neon-lined windows in canal-side houses where sex workers stand waiting for customers. Amsterdam City Council has earmarked 3 possible sites for the erotic center, which would have 100 rooms for sex workers along with spaces for breaks from work and other activities. Residents near the red light district have long complained about the quality of life in the area, which draws huge crowds of tourists.
This post received a score of 7,100, with an upvote ratio of 97%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
They should try to get classified as a World Heritage Site. Edit as per Clause 77. Subclause V of the below. It could be classified as cultural heritage, as the area itself is already classified as architectural heritage.
I was thinking the same thing.
They're banning hookers and weed. Sounds crazy.
Greater than Amsterdam has also launched a campaign asking Brits not to visit. Lol.
Damn, they must really be the worst tourists ever over there. Every single one of these threads I've seen seems to point out just how bad British tourists to Amsterdam are compared to everyone else.
Yeah, British tourists are fucking awful. It's get pissed as you can, then cause as much trouble as you can, then cry to mum over the phone because you're banged up abroad. Lol. Google tourist spots over Europe, Magaluf for example, followed by British tourists.
Ill holdout for the closing down sale.
A true blowout sale.
The RLD is a bit of a quarantine zone, limiting the worst of them to one area right now. I feel like disrupting that would have the horde spread out more and wrecking more of the city overall. I get hard limiting tourists altogether like Venice has been doing is trickier in a city like Amsterdam, but there has to be more that can be done to stamp out the worst of the antisocial behavior. Word would travel fast if there were suddenly more police on hand handing out fines to the worst tourists and enforcing more order. It only has to be for a few more years until Germany and the rest of Europe legalizes, then the louts will be spreading out in more equal measure, giving Amsterdam a break.
One of the appeals of Amsterdam is that it has everything within walking distance in the city centre. The old historic centre, the bars, cafes, nightclubs, the museums, the coffee shops, the parks and the red light district. By removing one of the larger appeals that attracts the most shitty tourists to somewhere else, the idea is to reduce the nuisance significantly in the hotspot. Something has to be done, and this is just one of the steps the city is taking to reduce the amount of tourists and all the shit that comes with it.
All anyone is talking about is getting rid of the shitty tourists. All I can think about is that moving a red light district from the center of town to be out of sight and out of mind has a lot of potential to make the new location more dangerous for the workers and the tourists.
I fucking loathe the reputation Brits have over in Amsterdam, but 100% understand why they see us the way they do. I love it there. Get over at least once a year. Really sucks that so many douchebags are ruining it for those of us who like getting fucked up and staying out in the RLD till it closes, but not acting like utter bellends while we do it.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.